if you think through what the government spends its money on,
Yeah.
there's discretionary and non-discretionary. Non-discretionary things that they have to, Social Security, Medicare. The discretionary part of their budget roughly is around 6%.
Yeah.
Defense is half of that. Our interest, so which we're not going, defense isn't really discretionary. It is, but it isn't. So that means that there's like 3% that they really can play with. The cost of interest right now is over 3%, meaning we don't really have a balanced budget at all. Like we have to spend all the money and the interest cost is only going to exert more pressure on it. And this is why the fiscal situation just looks terrible when you play it out. So separate soapbox, I'm stepping off of it.
Yes.
Onsel pointed this out, and I think she might be right on this. So if you go back to post-GFC, we struggled as a market with the very low rates, which were the right trade eventually for that decade, because we kept looking back at the 90s and 2000s saying rates can't be this low, that's a problem. And we kept trying to get rates higher only to come back down, only to come back down, only to come back down. We might be playing the reverse of that now, which is people expect that rates are going to go lower because we convinced ourselves the new normal was a permanent feature in the system.
Yes.
And so we may get these episodes. I think what you're pointing out is the market tries to rally, expectations try to rally, and then we realize, well, gosh, things are stronger and policy isn't going to cooperate. And so we jump back up. And then we try to rally, and we try to rally. Look at what the VIX is doing. VIX is rising again as interest rates rise, despite the fact that economic conditions kind of still look pretty good. Yeah. It's really just, I don't believe it. I don't believe it. Eventually, we may convert people over time. Stick with the balance sheet here, the short-term exceptional things that are driving the balance sheet today. Those are going to persist for a couple years. And then we have to really think about long term. Yeah. Then we can really think about should rates be lower then. But for the next couple of years, it's pretty resilient.